This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
What you're hearing is Hardie Fiber Cement Siding living up to its reputation as the siding that helps resist weather damage, no matter what Mother Nature throws its way. James Hardie knows how important a reputation is, especially when you're a home builder. That's why Hardie products withstand the elements better than wood-based siding, with styles to match their strength. Because when home builders work with us, we deliver our best so they can look their best. Protect your reputation with exterior products by James Hardie.
This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
Hey there, Japanarenos, Japanites, Japanarooskies. Welcome to 2025 and the first Didn't Get All of It Japan of the new year. This week, we're going to hit all the biggest news and results from what was a very busy week in the world of Japanese pro wrestling. But I won't be taking that on alone. With me tonight, I'm joined by the man who is now signed to and representing all shows on the Fatal 4 network, B-Rob.
This is true. I have a big multi-year contract with Fatal 4 Productions, and I look forward to what the year of 2025 brings us.
Yeah. And alongside him, he makes Tanahashi cry. It's Will Telsel.
Yeah, because I put on good matches, unlike some other people this weekend.
We're going to have to talk about that one. And back on the show with us, he helped preview all this, so we dragged him back to help us review it. It's Nick Marsico.
That's right. I've been on every show this year so far, guys. I'm proud of myself. I'm showing up.
This is true.
Oh, fuck. Does he get a Patreon cut?
I better.
Hey, we'll talk to Paul about it.
I will send you my field of honor.
Paul will say no.
Paul
will say no if you ask him anything about me.
Your compensation will be a signed Field of Honor baseball.
Ooh, all right. I'll take that.
I don't know where I put it.
It's probably wrapped in the Velveteen Dream shirt.
Yeah, I said B-Rob a Velveteen Dream shirt once.
Jesus.
This is post allegations. Yeah.
B-Rob wears it to sleep every night.
No, Cody has it.
Or does he really?
Yeah, because he came to Texas for a wedding, and I snuck it in his bag.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing shooting in his bag, basically.
Anyway, before we get down to to what is a very full show, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our feed on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a review in that good old Tokyo Dome 5 stars. And if you want to join in on more of the fun, including our Fatal 4 Podcast Discord, where we talk all week about all things wrestling and more, get ad-free weekly shows, the occasional bonus episode, the Discord exclusive watch-alongs and tape studies of many of the things we talk about here on this show. Subscribe to us for just $3 a month on Patreon at the Fatal 4 Discord level. And if you want even more, get in at the $5 Fatal 4 Plus level, where you get all that good stuff, plus extra podcasts from the entire Fatal 4 podcast family that expand on the weekly shows you already know and love. Subscribe via Fatal 4 Podcasts, or go to fatal4podcast.com. That's Fatal, F-O-U-R podcast.com for links to that, our merch, our socials, and everything else we've got in store. So if you thought last week was a long one, get ready for this.
Y'all ready for this? Oh, sorry. Couldn't help myself.
Yeah, that tracks.
Brother, ooh.
I don't think that even is And
I can't help that either.
Let's get
I can't help that either. Come on.
we have a little bit of news to get to before we do this. We just so you folks know, we are going to be breaking this up likely into 2 parts because we are jam-packed with stuff to cover this week. So you'll be getting 2 episodes instead of 1 this week.
Yeah.
So I think we'll split the news up into both of these as well. So the first half of the news this week, Tokyo Sports reports that Kenta is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling, potentially going back to Noah, where he began his career.
I mean, he's felt like 1 foot out of the door since he
Left WWE.
Yeah, basically, he's like, I'm living in Florida. I don't feel like flying all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to team with Chase Owens.
They were actually good as a team this year, though. Like this year, they actually had a good tag league run. It looked like Kenta. I wonder if Kenta was like trying out for Noah because he actually looked like he cared.
He's like, I want to fight Omos.
Oh no!
I'm telling you, that's all he wanted. He's gonna team up with Muhammad Yon, and they're gonna do that.
All right, now we're talking.
His old rival.
Yeah, because I like seriously, I believe there's more potential upside for Kenta and Noah rather than New Japan because, I mean, I think they already have their plans set in motion over on the New Japan side, and I don't believe they really involve Kenta too much.
Yeah.
It is funny to think about Kenta's New Japan run as a whole. How much of a whop it was.
Yeah, he came back and sat on the champion's face. Like crisscross applesauce teabagged his face.
Well, he actually slipped off and then had to redo it.
I
remember that well.
Yes.
He tried to sit in his face and he slipped and fell off of it. The thing is, with him, the reason is because they brought him in. He did the G1, in 2019, 18, whatever it was. Then at the end of the month, he became Bullet Club and he was Bullet Club the entire time. He changed his wrestling style with the exception of a handful of matches.
He dyed his hair purple.
He almost killed Ishii in the UK. If I'm not mistaken, was it right? That was Ishii?
That sounds right.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, he had a bunch of. I mean, I will say his G1 a couple years ago, he did a match with ELP in the G1. I think 2 years ago. One of the worst matches I can recall ever seeing in the G1.
One of the worst I've ever seen was against him against Yoshihashi.
Yeah.
I actually dug that match.
Oh, I mean at the Hammerstein.
Oh God. That fucking the cursed Hammerstein show.
Yes, were you there?
I was not there. I just remember those. I remember seeing footage of it. It looked like they were in a dark room with no lights.
It was so bad.
Terrible.
But I mean, if that's what he wants and he's happy, fine.
Yeah, he could go work Defy and Noah and be happy.
But he's been the most entertaining guy in the backstage comments. So that's all I really cared about. Anytime, anytime March and April comes around, all I can think of it is watching the New Japan Puck. It's all I care about. Anybody remember? You remember the New Japan Puck?
Yes.
He brought it up last year during the show, actually, during the at the beginning of the tournament.
In other news, Tokyo Sports also had an interview with Katsuyori Shibata where he said that he believes that a match between Hiroshi Tanahashi and Shinsuke Nakamura is essential for Tanahashi's retirement run this year.
And I agree.
Any chance of happening, though?
Dog.
Shibata, yes, obviously.
Yeah, but I'm like, if they won't do or can't do Cena, Nakamura would be a good consolation.
But that's the thing. I don't see Shinsuke working anywhere but Noah.
Yeah, probably because they're in bed with each other, right? So
right.
I mean, they do have a partnership. Both companies have a partnership with Noah. So could you do it in Noah?
What does AEW feel? Do they just turn the blind eye for one night?
Listen, after this week, I don't really give a fuck what AEW feels.
Yeah, and then like your man is the president. He do what the fuck you want. So, I if we putting a percentage on this, I'm saying the possibility is above 50%.
Interesting.
I'm going upside of 50%.
I would go the bottom half of. I think it would have to be in Noah. I think that makes the most sense. Weirdly, but
Has Tanahashi ever had any matches for Noah, like an actual Noah show?
He has to have.
Yeah.
There has to be.
I'm looking it up. We'll find out in a minute.
Yeah, we'll find out. The other question, would it be good?
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to bring this up because it wasn't discussed before we started hitting up the first topic in this. This is A Block, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
By the way, real quick,
I thought you actually had a point to make.
Literally exactly 1 year ago. He was in the New Year last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't
That's
realize
right, because they did. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
That doesn't really count. It's not really Noah, though, is it? We'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But do we think this match would be good at all?
I mean, it's a man going out, bro. I mean, it'll be what it be.
Play the hits.
Yeah,
I guess. It's the Muto match.
He's going to call him a slur after the match?
What?
I mean, you know.
I mean, there's one mobile person in that match, so I mean, it should be all right.
Yeah, the referee.
Nakamura can move.
Yeah, he's still fine. Yeah.
Bring in Tiger Hattori to referee the match.
Oh, I mean, hey, you got to imagine that's going to happen at some point during his retirement.
He has to. It's got to have to happen.
I mean, it might
probably the last one. Yeah.
Does Hattori live over here now?
For a long time.
In Texas?
New York. I think he lives in New York.
I thought so, yeah. I wonder if he'll do the U.S. show.
Yeah, I was about to say, you said, I was like, Texas? I thought I saw him at HEB one time.
Moving on.
Man, let's talk about the big news, dog.
Yeah.
This is the good shit.
Yeah, so we referenced this when introducing B-Rob. Konosuke Takeshita has signed a contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling and will now be representing all of New Japan, DDT, and AEW going forward.
And B-Rob thought Konosuke was going to lose.
Hey, I said there's a possibility.
It wasn't.
No.
Hey, man. I don't care either way. Takeshita is a star. Give him all the things, all the contracts. Just to the moon, baby.
Give him all 3 world titles.
Please. Please. Please, who I had to talk to make that happen?
We know one guy.
Oh, yeah, we do know one guy.
And the one company he won't ever win the world title in.
Yeah, shit, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, no, his ceiling is pretty much exactly where he is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Konosuke were a little darker, then maybe we could talk to our guy.
Well, you get a tan.
Dude, Tanahashi was at the big Dome show in 2005 for the famous Dome show, Destiny?
2005? I need some big Dome.
If I go back, he was in the Dome show. He was in a bunch of them, actually. I interrupt real quick, but yeah, Tanahashi had a bunch of matches in Noah, especially back in the 2000s. So yeah, anyway, continue.
Yeah, so I mean... Yeah, so like you talk about his ceiling in AEW. I mean, do you think he reached more heights in the other 2 companies?
I mean, DDT is his home, so I mean he'll be at the top there. But I mean, New Japan, no. I mentioned it in the on the Facebook thing earlier. He has a higher ceiling in New Japan than he does in AEW, but with the fact that they're rebuilding right now and they've got all the homegrown guys. There's 4 or 5 guys at least who are ahead of him right now, and that's just Japanese guys. You know, they've probably got Gabe and Finley over him too right now. So I mean, he'll end up he's probably going to be Shingo. You know, he'll be the guy who they can slot in wherever they want. Mm-hmm. He can win the world title briefly, maybe, but he'll never actually become one of the upper guys as good as he is because he's not a New Japan guy.
Yeah, I want to throw out a bold prediction.
Oh boy.
I say by the end of 2025, if he doesn't have all the minor singles title, I mean, just like the global, never open weight, he will have a world title by the end of 2025 in New Japan.
I do think I think I do agree with Nick. Like he's going to be the Shingo or Goto or whatever. Well, he's kind of the guy you beat to get to that level.
The gatekeeper, and this is in Dragon Gate.
Yeah, and he's the guy that if there were a rash of injuries, you could put the belt on him very easily.
Yeah. So
he was never the underdog in any match, but he's never really the favorite either.
Flesh.
Right.
I know, because like you're going to get a good show, but like, will he really win? I like to think so.
I think he'll have a world title match this year.
Oh yeah, that's a given. That's a slam dunk. Mm-hmm. I'll guarantee that he'll have a world title match in each one of these companies.
I can see that.
I mean, I'm not saying he's going to win, but
yeah,
he'll have one. But I'm excited for everything he got going on.
Yeah, very much so. And then we did want to give Nick Marsico his shot at telling us his Boma Yates for this year, as we gave ours about a week and a half ago. Was it now?
A week ago.
Yeah, our end of year awards, and Nick Marsico wanted to share his thoughts on the year end awards.
And I was thinking about him as I actually listened to the show just shortly before I started here today. And so I mean, I did write some stuff down. I'll go with right away the most improved. Somebody mentioned it was either you guys or the audience mentioned Bolton Oleg. I was not sold on that guy at all. Like I was like people who were talking him up as he was so great, and I'm like I don't friggin' see it with this guy. This year though, he was incredible. Mm-hmm. He's still a little stutter stuff, a little kind of awkward, but he's fantastic.
I like that hat.
And his hat's beautiful. Yes. Every time he comes out, I still think it's hair, though. Every time. It's just giant Ric Flair hair. It hasn't been one single time he's come out and I haven't realized it wasn't his hair. Him and also Callum Newman, just because he really came into his own before he got hurt this year. He was fantastic in the G1. He gave Umino a great match on the first night of the G1. So him and Bolton and Callum both were fantastic this year as far as most improved. Most disappointing wrestler, Sonata. Not Evil or Naito. And I'll say this about Sonata. The reason why. Because I've been disappointed with Sonata literally every single year since I started watching in 2017. I've been disappointed with him. Every year has been the most disappointing. But it is not wrong. It's not wrong. But it's exactly. But he made the change, the Just 5 guys, and the whole attitude change, he did wrestle a little bit differently, but he didn't really get a chance to show it because he was fighting Evil the entire year, right? And then he finished it up, with Immobile Naito at the Dome, and so I was hoping, okay, this is going to come along, and maybe he'll get some different matches, he'll get to show that maybe there's a different, Sonata, and there wasn't. And so, I wasn't like, sitting going, oh, we're going to great Sonata, but I was thinking maybe something a little different, and we got nothing. We got nothing at all. And now is the War Dog Sonata, and he looks like he's asleep during the entire match, every match.
He just reverted back to his blonde hair.
Yep. He's right back to LIJ Sonata, and that's just disappointing. So, yeah, he's the big disappointment for me this year for sure. Show of the year. I do have the same one you guys went with, was night 12 of the G1 with the Goto. And things for that show on there, Goto and Finlay actually stands out to me more than ELP and Takeshita, just because, number one, at the end, with his kids, and number two, is I was not expecting the match to go that fucking hard. It was ridiculous. I went back to work late because I was watching it during my lunch break. I was like, I'm not going to pause this shit. So, yeah, that was incredible. That was a fantastic, fantastic match. G1 night 12. But also, I'm going to do a cop out like B-Rob did also, and say the entire World Tag League, because
interesting.
In the
there's one show
years I've been watching, the entirety, because in the entire time I've been watching New Japan, like 8 years now, right? G1, the Tag League's been the one that I'm like, I'll skip this, that, the other, but no, I didn't want to skip any of it. From the night one, it was really good matches, and it felt like a good tournament they cared about. They put. This year they had, a bunch of the, stars in the show. The world champion was in there. And so, yeah, it was the best tag league I've seen. And I just really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, we can call it the most improved of the year. Because that was it was a great tour.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. We got a couple more here. So, I will go next with, I think it's a slam dunk for me, Wrestler of the Year. Doesn't even need to be discussed. For me, it's ZSJ. Takeshita obviously is up on the list. Gabe is on the list. But ZSJ, I did not have my fingers crossed or was not holding my breath that he was going to win the G1 or the world title just because, we don't get nice things. But we did, and it was great. I was and I think a lot of us had the win ticket out of our sales when he announced he was going to have the match in October instead of at the Dome.
Yeah.
But you know what? It ended up working out well, and it was fantastic. And he came in and he did what nobody else has ever done ever, and did won the main event twice, 2 nights in a row in the Dome. So he made a bunch of history at the beginning of this year and last year. No, he was fantastic and everything. He had, in fact, one of my matches of the year in a tag as well. So match of the year. For this one here, so I have my runner-ups. Takeshi the ELP, obviously, that was fantastic. And of course, Finley and Goto. I wouldn't put it above as far as overall, but yeah, either way. And the other one was, though, it's Oiwa and ZSJ versus Bishamon from the Tag League.
Okay.
That was ridiculous. The match just kind of kept going when you thought it was over. It was incredible. And I remember jumping out of my seat a few times watching that match. And so yeah, ZSJ and Oiwa versus Bishamon was a great main event in the Tag League. It just sticks out to me. I didn't even have to look it up. I'm like, oh, that's a match that I remember. And that was fantastic. But the best of the year, and this is all New Japan centric, so I haven't watched enough of anything else to go outside of New Japan, would be the dog pound cage match. For me, there was fantastic. It was incredible. I loved it. Hanare's return like a zombie was fantastic. I love that shit.
Yeah, punching the hole in the chair and
punching
shit.
the hole in the chair, and the fact that he had to punch it twice actually made it better. It didn't work the first time; and had to punch it the second time. The whole thing was great. I absolutely am in love. I've watched it. It's a 64-minute match, and I've watched it 3 times. It was just that fantastic. I loved it so much. It was a great way for Ospreay to exit. They didn't really, and also in the lead up to that match too, with Akira getting the shit kicked out of him, and becoming an adult during the first tour. That was because Akira has been my favorite junior for the last couple of years, and he remains my favorite junior in New Japan. But that whole thing with him just kind of becoming, a big boy during the first couple months of last year, just all of it kind of puts itself together, being the match of the year for me.
Yeah, nice.
But and then what? Finally, the last one we have is the big swing. What's going to be happening? And for me, it's something that I've said many, many times over the years, just because of merchandise. But I think finally this year, maybe it'll happen. And it's Bullet Club name being silently dropped from the War Dogs. If you look at the merchandise, I thought about this the other day, and I looked it up this afternoon, thinking about today's show, and I looked at the merchandise. The merchandise, a lot of it, Bullet Club is in tiny little print, or the only reference to Bullet Club at all is like on the sleeve in like the old Bullet Club logo. So there's like nothing. It's all War Dogs now. Everything is just War Dogs, and House of Torture. What it is. But no, my thing this year is at some point maybe it'll either be one of two things. It'll either just kind of continue to slowly kind of drip away, and it'll just be War Dogs. It'll just stop mentioning Bullet Club overall, or what the 13th anniversary is coming up this year in May, 12th or 13th anniversary.
Good way to kill it. Number 13.
The thing is, I've said that like 4 years in a row. You gotta kill it on the anniversary, but this year maybe it'll happen. So yeah, for me, that's the one. Is I don't think the merch is as big a deal as it was in previous years.
No.
Obviously for the bottom line, because they're still trying to build themselves up. It's good for the company, but I think you can still sell Bullet Club merch. But yeah, I think this could be the year where Bullet Club maybe finally says goodbye.
Do you think that's why the Bullet Club Gold have pivoted to the Bang Bang Gang?
Nah, that's just because Tony didn't want to have that stink on it.
Not sure.
That's all that was.
Yeah,
it was the right decision too. Nothing Bullet Club outside of New Japan has ever actually worked.
Yeah.
So it was a good idea to bring it in, just kind of give them the establishment of Juice and JP being together. But no, that was a complete just we need this to be an AEW thing, lateral move.
Are you telling me that the OGs wasn't successful?
Sir.
Bullet Club Michin.
She's the only good part of that.
I guess we shout out Chris Bay and say ABC was great. They
oh yeah,
they were really great. It was really weird though, because they were Bullet Club for a long time when it was completely just them isolated in Impact.
Yeah,
just them kind of doing their thing, coming out to the old Bullet Club theme song and everything. nobody else was even coming out to this song anymore. But yeah.
It's a damn shame they didn't go back to Japan.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Hopefully one day.
One day. Get well soon, Chris Bay.
All right. Was that all of them, Nick?
That's everything. So yeah, I got everything
cool.
on there. Again, I will just say, Sonata, damn you. Damn you.
All right. With that, I think we're going to take our first break. And when we come back, we're going to start breaking all this stuff down.
All of it.
Break it down.
It's 9/11. Make a wish.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Hey, we're back with some B block action. There was a hell of a lot of a damn bunch of shows this whole week leading up to Wrestle Kingdom 19 and Wrestle Dynasty. And shit, hell, I think they had shows after the fact too. You know, New Year's Dash and the setup to New Beginnings and announcements for fucking Battle in the Valley. We just got so much shit to cover in B block, and we're going to start off with Stardom Dream Queendom.
Yes.
Welcome to the Queendom.
Who's going to do the woman rap part?
Not me.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick, drop a beat.
I think Nick dropped his call.
I was muted and for good reason.
Yeah,
he's looking at his Tekla pictures.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, there we are. I muted myself, then I muted you. I'm back, and no rapping.
Okay. But yeah, we had a lot of good. We had a lot of great wrestling this week. We also had a lot of great Joshi this week. It was a really good week for Stardom. They had two big shows over the course of the week. The first was Dream Queendom, and the two big matches on that show were the Wonder of Stardom title match, where Starlight Kid defeated Natsupoi, and just I'm going to say this multiple times tonight, probably. Just a stellar match. Starlight Kid finally gets one of the big belts that she's been after for a couple of years now.
Well, have you seen how tiny she is? Of course they're big.
God damn it. You beat me to it, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's finally put Starlight Kid on the main event scene, and it's well deserved. We also had the World of Stardom title match where Saya Kamitani, in her new heel persona, defeated Tam Nakano, and this is also a great match. If you get a chance to watch any of the Stardom stuff and go back and watch it, it's very much worth taking your time to watch it, because they killed it this weekend, especially on the Dream Queendom show, which was the bigger show of the two. But yeah, two great matches. Either one of them could have main evented, and I'd have been very happy. The other show was New Year Dream. The two big happenings on that were the tag match with Athena coming over from ROH to team with Tekla, and they defeated Mina Shirakawa and the returning Ty Mello.
Boy, Mina, two-time loser this week, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in both very good matches.
What?
Guessing we're going to talk about that later. Or is it this one? Did you not like this one?
No, that's the other one.
That's what I figured. That's upsetting. But yeah, I thought everybody looked good in this one. I thought Ty looked very good at this. I believe this is her first match since having the baby.
Return.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Athena, I mean, so many photo opportunities throughout this match.
Yes. Throughout both matches she had this weekend. And we will end up getting to the fact that Athena and Tekla had a bit of a falling out this match and will face each other for the ROH title on Stardom's next show.
Which is kind of weird, like in hindsight, thinking about it now. All right, they teamed in this match and they won that match as a team or whatever. It would have made a little more sense for them to like lose through some miscommunication or something like that than would lead to the one-on-one match. But I mean, whatever, you do what you do.
I mean, when was the last time Athena lost a match before this weekend?
I was about to say. Yeah, 2 years and some change.
Yeah.
Which, wow, we'll talk about that soon.
Yes, we will. The other big match on the show was Tom Nakano defeating Unagi Sayaka in a Loser Leaves Stardom match.
Yeah, tell me more about this. Like, I seen the headline for this or whatever, and it automatically made me snap back to Queen of Villains when we opened up the series with one of those things like, Loser Leaves SmackDown or some shit, WWE.
Loser Leaves WWE. Yeah, I mean that's similar. There had been a big rivalry between them, and Unagi had been out of Stardom for, I want to say 2 years, somewhat right about there. Mm-hmm. She had been doing freelance stuff for a good while, and very successful at that too. She's had a very good freelance run, and then it just got to the point where her and Tam could not exist in the same company. It's the story. So they had to have someone go, and it was Unagi, who I think I
wasn't hardly there anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean she'd been back since maybe the middle of last year, at most. I don't remember exactly when she came back, but yeah, she's going to go back to her freelance work, and she's apparently been doing very well with that. And she doesn't really want to be tied down to any one company, apparently.
So if you live in Chicago, you get to see her because she'll be doing a lot of freelance.
I almost made the joke and I avoided it for that exact reason, the silence.
Yeah. I think we all wanted to make that joke and realize that we shouldn't make it be rubbed to
something. I mean, hey, man, I die for your sins. It's okay.
Yes, you should die.
I will one day. Not no time soon.
Don't think about it or you're going to have one of those existential crises.
Again.
This show's too long already for that. Marigold also had their first New Year's show where the main event was Utami Hayashishita defeating Suri for the Marigold World Championship.
Yeah! That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you see this match or not?
I've seen clips of it. I didn't get to watch it in full yet, but I was happy with the result.
Yeah. This wasn't a huge surprise because Suri's also someone who's more of a free agent type at the moment. And Utami being the Marigold World Champion just kind of felt imminent.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising. Good match though. Another one. Very much go watch it if you get a chance.
Now. This is where we get into the big news, right?
Pro Wrestling Noah's The New Year.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the GHC Tag Team Championships, Jack Morris and X, who we found out was Omos.
Not Robbie X.
No, Omos. Defeated Naomichi Marufuji and Takashi Sugiura and are now Tag Team Champions.
Homo sapiens, rise up.
Will, did you see this match?
Yes. He looked
Tell me more.
He looked like Godzilla in there.
You seen like the little video packages that they've been putting out for him upon his arrival?
They renamed their account Pro Wrestling Omos.
Yeah, they did. Oh, that was great.
Him just going around being too tall for everything. It's beautiful.
And now he's a champion, fulfilling my prophecy.
And now he's wrestling on
fulfilling prophecy on day one.
Yeah, day one. I mean, like for real. I mean, I don't think my big swing for the year was I think it was pretty much a safe pick or whatever. Cause, even Will was gushing about it or whatnot. As soon as this was announced, he was like, yeah, they do win it.
And now he's like a full-fledged member of the Noah roster.
Yeah, he's working all their shows this month.
He understands it now.
He's going to come back to WWE and be like a 7-5. Trying to think who's.
We should mention, we kind of went under the radar, but Marufuji did tweet that Shawn Michaels called him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we can finally.
And he's happy with the news.
Run back Marufuji versus Josh Briggs.
It's the only match I want to see.
Why?
No. We need Marufuji versus Lexis King. That's the
why
for the Heritage Cup.
Wait. Marufuji versus Eddie Thorpe, the greatest student of Shibata.
Oh. You know what? Now I will go kill myself.
How was he doing, by the way? Who you guys watch NXT? Who watches NXT? Is Eddie Thorpe looking good, or what's his deal?
He just lost tonight. Yeah, he just lost in the main event tonight.
He just showed up and he was like doing some shit. He's looking good?
No.
He was my favorite 6 years ago or whatever it was when he was.
Now he wearing the hard cam.
I'm glad they finally taught it to him. Because he was that guy, man. He seemed like he was going to be that guy.
Nah, he didn't seem like that.
Shitty, stinky heel where he's like, "Oh, I got."
He seemed like
no,
that.
I didn't. Douche. Oh, Rock's daughter.
He had that cool elbow drop though, where he stood up and like flailed his legs out and shit. It was cool. Yeah, he stood out. Him and Clark Connors are my guys. Clark, Clark did well for himself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's wild that all those people was in that group together. Him, Coughlin. Goddamn, who else? Shit. I think Knight came not too long after them.
Yep. Knight was a little bit after them. But it was him. It was Coughlin. It was Gabe. Well, Gabe was from earlier.
Yeah.
Gabe was part of that class, and Ren was technically part of that shot as well. Connors and all those guys. I mean, that was a good. And Suji was doing it during that time too. He was on the New Japan side because they had the
all
cup,
stuck
right?
together and
They did the Young Lion Cup with all those guys that year.
Yeah, they were stuck together in the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, any more about Omos?
He wins.
He's winning my Wrestler of the Year next year.
I'm sure he is.
He's already on a great start to that campaign. We're looking forward to it.
Looking forward to this. We also had the aforementioned Kenta versus Keno. This was a match.
It happened.
First of all, so Keno with the black hair looks like Charlie Sheen.
It's so cursed.
But am I wrong? It's Charlie Sheen. I was like, holy shit! It straight up the facial expressions.
He just looked weird.
But I mean, and I saw somebody talking about how Kenta is different on. Maybe it was you guys last week. I don't fucking know. Has Kenta wrestles different depending on the color of the mat? Was that you guys last week during the Awards? Somebody said that shit. I don't fucking know. Like, he looked really good. The kicks were great, but I mean, it's just because it was a 25th anniversary. So we'll see if that Kenta continues. But
it's cool. He gets to wrestle before he debuts on Raw next week against Chad Gable.
he's the great luchador.
Yeah, Kent. That's who they're talking about, right? In the promos.
That luchador.
Sure.
It's Kentagon.
Kentagon Jr.
We also had, speaking of WWE, the United States champion Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Ulka Sasaki.
Question. So did they throw that title on the line or not? It was just a special exhibition.
No, unfortunately, no.
Okay. But how was it? He had a cool entrance. I saw that.
Yeah. It was fine. I mean, just always interesting to see Shinsuke not in a WWE ring.
He seems at home.
That is one of the things where I wonder if he ever did come back to Japan, what it would be like.
I don't know.
Like if
you
go
straight after the global title because it looks like the Intercontinental.
Right.
Oh no.
I just wonder what that reception would be, because especially in New Japan, if you ever went back to New Japan, what the reception would be like.
I mean, you would imagine it'd been like, somewhat like how it was when Shibata popped up.
Yeah, it might. I guess it'd be. I don't know. I'd be curious, but yeah, it was a fine match. Nothing to write home about, but worth watching if you're watching the show.
Now, this is what I want to know more about right here. Event. This shit.
Yeah.
The GHC Heavyweight Championship.
You know what? I want to retroactively take back my most disappointing and put this guy.
Kaito Kiyomiya.
Yes.
The GHC Heavyweight title. Ozawa defeats Kaito Kiyomiya.
So
makes him look like a bitch.
Remember last year when Okada bitched out Kaito? And everyone's he'll get his heat back. He wants to be champion. Nothing bad can go from here. Oh, you mean his partner turned on him and then beat his ass and then Fortnite danced on his corpse?
Yeah. Dog, I didn't see this match in full. Oh, put your hands up. Put your hands up.
I didn't get the mute message up. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We keeping it in too. So I didn't see this match end to end, but like the clips and all the things that I saw of this stuff, dog, this boy is cooked.
You saw all you needed to.
Yeah, Kiyomiya is just like, boy, they roasted this pig, boy.
Get ready to learn QAnon, pal. You're going to NXT.
I mean, it really does.
It's sad.
Because he got screwed twice. Because he was primed to be the guy, and then Muda took over and had his 2-year run of just who gives a shit, and it completely screwed over Kiyomiya's rise. And then he has the stuff with Okada where you're like, oh, he eventually will get over on Okada and he'll look like $1 million, and then he just got bitch slapped for 6 months and no one never recovered.
Based.
And then
the G1.
He looked like tall Dragon Dia in the G1.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Dragon Dia was more memorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what you do with him.
I'm telling you, send him to NXT.
I mean,
might as well.
Something.
So I have no idea, no clue. I never even heard of this Ozawa guy. Apparently he's been wrestling for 2 years. Never even heard of this guy until I literally saw a picture for this match. He looks like a goofball, and I love it. But
yeah.
So Kiyomiya was his trainer. I guess he was like, is that the story they ran too? Like that he was like Kiyomiya's guy, and he just what do you call him? He little broed him. Is that what they call it these days?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? I gotta check this one out. It's on my list. I watched most of that show, so
yeah.
But yeah.
What killed me
in progress?
What killed me the most about this is like he is handing Kiyomiya's ass to him, and then like he still has the energy to do a fucking somersault flip in the air and land in the Naito pose on the ground and mock this dude while he's writhing in pain. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Talk about how Team 2000X is the most Japanese ass stable name of all time.
It is. And who are the members of that stable?
Daga, Jack Morris, Yoshitatsu, Ozawa, and Omos.
Yes.
It's the worst stable of all time.
It's the best stable of all time.
Jesus Christ.
It's the most ridiculous mid-2000s ass stable.
Yeah, I was looking. I'm like, wait, Yoshi. Okay, I'm like, okay, this looks okay. Omos is in it, but is this a new thing with Omos and like Yoshitatsu? Okay, and then it kind of kept going. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! Like this is the stable
being the top of that group.
The top belts.
So rules. Someone else joined them too on the. Yu Owada joined them too because he also hates Kiyomiya.
Good. Can I join them too? I hate Kiyomiya now.
It's sad because Kiyomiya is good. I've seen him be like
good and terrible.
I've seen him be excellent in the ring. I think he just had really bad circumstances, and I think he needs a new coat of paint and a little bit of time off for people to forget.
He should start dressing like one of the 4 pillars that always works for everyone.
Nah, that's what got him fucked off in the beginning. Anyway, he needs to get rid of the Shining Wizard. He needs to do that, yes. Change up his look, move set, everything. This dude is cooked.
Honestly, I hate ever saying anybody should go to WWE or NXT or whatever, but honestly, NXT might not be a bad fit for at least go for a little bit, see what you can do something different.
Send them the Impact.
I mean, honestly, sure. It worked for Sonata.
Do you mean the Great Sonata?
What was Okada's name? Was it Okato?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We get to talking about that stuff. It reminds me of the time that Will showed me that crazy looking picture of Okada with the weird teeth.
His Green Hornet?
Yeah. No, with the weird teeth.
When he returned
the Yoshihashi match.
Haunts my dreams to this day.
And I think that's all of the non-New Japan stuff we'll be covering here. When we come back, we're going to get right into Wrestle Kingdom.
And we're back. And now to talk about the featured show of the weekend. That's right. WWE Raw.
You motherfucker.
Going out tonight.
It's Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the most important match of the whole show, the Rambo.
Hell yeah.
Rambo. We
love dads.
Yo, so like I had my whole thing about this was like depending on who was in it, I thought I could easily predict the winner. And I was on par until this man who actually won joined the Rambo, and I was like, oh shit.
Who do you think was going to win?
Great O'Con.
That's not
it was going to be Great O'Con or Taichi. Those are the two options.
Yeah.
Are they really not going to give Taichi a world title match against Zack? They've both been begging for it. It's got to happen,
I really
right?
want it. I hope so.
I think it'll
Sonata.
Yeah. I was about to say once that clears up, I think that'll blaze the path towards that. Yeah, but like Great O'Con came in at number 1, and I was like, yeah, in the bag, he got this shit or whatever. And then my confidence in that answer, only grew as the participants filtered into the ring or whatever, Royal Rumble style, and it was just like Makabe and all those people that you would think would be in something like this, and then they start sending out the Tai Chis and the one of note. The one who would actually go on to win, Hiroki Goto. And I was like, fuck. I mean, not in a bad way, but like it threw off my pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was just a stretch of all the dads.
Including Josh Barnett.
Yeah. And
Josh Barnett. Yeah, that was a good surprise.
Was it?
Well, I like him. He's all right.
Sure. And also of note coming out at number 30. No, not number 30. I'm sorry.
Number 3rd.
That was number 17 of 17 in the match. Alex Zane.
Yeah.
That
was a weird one.
I guess
I like him, but it was weird.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm. He's got the sauce.
And now he's teaming up with Archer. Taguchi. No, it's Taguchi, not Archer.
Yeah, Funky Sauce.
Funky Sauce now, yeah. And they teamed up on Dash. Against Naito. Now, were they just there to lose to Naito and Hiromu, and now Zane's going to be gone for a while?
Probably.
Or is he going to come in? I want him to, that's a good team, because I know I say it all the time, and it's not going to happen, but at least now they've got, a bunch of open weight tag teams. Mm-hmm. They don't have to, merge the belts, but these are some good teams. Let it happen. Taguchi's doing nothing anyway. Why not bring him in there and give Zane somebody who's mega over? and let them do some stuff.
What? You don't want Taguchi and Yano teaming up instead?
Oh my God, kill me.
There's a lot of death on this show.
Seriously, I'm B-Rob. I'm coming to the grave right next to yours.
All right, I'll hold your hand.
Please do.
That's so cute. But yeah, Hiroki Goto wins, and he will get a shot at the IWGP Championship very soon.
Speaking of holding hands, we had the tag team match, playa, for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. The ladder match. It was the Ichiban. What are they called?
Ichiban Sweet Boys.
Ichiban Sweet Boys. Yes.
I got you. Ichiban Sweet Boys versus Intergalactic Jet Setters versus Bullet Club War Dogs versus Catch 2-2.
Yes.
See,
they all had
names.
names.
Know the names. Yeah,
they all got names.
Someone didn't
all
write
of them
in the notes, but
I thought about doing it that way, but then I was like, does everybody remember who's in the teams?
Fine. Robbie and Kosei, Kushi and Kevin, Clark and Drilla, Francesco Akira, and
oh no,
T-Jep.
Wait a minute.
What?
When you do it like that, Kushida and Kevin Knight is KKK.
Oh no!
Oh no! You're right. It is. Well, it's okay because Kevin's gone anyway, so whatever.
Okay.
Kevin's speaking of NXT bound.
He's
AEW bound.
Nope, not going.
Oh no!
Really?
Don't send him there. Don't send him there.
He's gonna do nothing over there.
Oh, I mean, he's doing something. We just can't say on the air.
Oh, very well.
Oh, that's never mind.
Oh,
and anyway, Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita picked this up, and Fujita is the first of the young guys to grab a belt.
He's also the youngest IWGP champion in history.
Are we not counting Ren winning the television title?
Yeah, Ren.
Oh, he did do that, didn't he?
He did.
That's
Although that's not we'll give it the little thing. It was not an IWGP title, so we'll still count Fujita being the first.
This is true.
Yeah, I like that.
What an
I like that.
Fuji's the youngest IWGP champion of any kind ever. Another thing to note from that one.
And you can't take that away from him unless you have a younger person, which I doubt. I hope not.
Be hard to do.
What is he, 22? 23?
I think, I want to say 22.
22.
Oh, they make it happen.
22.
But this was fun. This was a fun opener.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody died is all I was worried about.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Knight felt like he was trying to kill himself. I thought he broke his ribs at one point.
Yeah, there were a couple gnarly spots, especially with that ladder that they draped between the other ladder and the ropes.
Yeah.
It was a good match. It was basically pretty much what you expected this match to be.
Yeah. We got the red mist. We got all the shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm happy for Robbie and Fujita. They're a really good tag team, and I like both of them individually and together.
Yeah.
Speaking of IWGP titles,
yes,
we got the IWGP Women's Championship on here with Mayu Iwatani officially with the 9th title defense of over Azumi.
Yeah.
This was so much fun. This match was so much better than the one last year.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it wasn't much longer, but they did so much more with it. Azumi was a perfect person to put with Mayu in this.
I was sad though, kind of, because there was no trophy, and it didn't get broken.
Yes, Mayu didn't get to break a trophy like she does every time she gets one. Yes.
But that remains to be unsaid for Wrestle Dynasty.
But yeah, this was one of my favorite matches of the card because I thought they just brought it.
Yeah, it was all over the place. Azumi was zooming.
Mm-hmm.
Next, like I forgot. It was just that quick. It came and it went, just like me. Goo.
Anyways,
New Japan World Television Championship. El Phantasmo defeats Jeff Cobb, Ryohei Oiwa, and Ren Narita.
Now, question.
Yes.
When we seen the lineup for this card, given the circumstances of a return, did we think the outcome would be any different?
No.
I thought there was a chance for Oiwa, but honestly, El Phantasmo was the right pick.
Word.
It was feel good. It was a good match. He looked good.
Mm-hmm.
and for the year he had, where he had a lot of really good matches, he deserved it.
Nice little reward.
Mm-hmm. I do, and hope it seems like they are doing this now. We need to get away from it being 4-way matches in 15-minute time limits, because it's just not enough time for 4 guys to do anything that interesting for that long.
You mean there's not enough time for just 4 guys?
Correct.
Okay.
Zach established that belt with a year title reign, and then they shot it. They've had a lot of great matches. Like, obviously, don't get me wrong, but they completely took apart the legacy that he built for that title immediately as soon as Tanahashi beat him for it. And then he who shall not be named was the next champion, and then it came back. So yeah, Phantasmo's fantastic. He's got a completely different style from Zach, and I think he's got a. If he brings it around the world like Zach did, it's going to be a lot of fun matches that they've got to put together.
I want to see El Phantasmo versus Hechicero.
Interesting.
I'd like to see that. That'd be fun.
I want to see how that works.
I want to see Phantasmo versus Lexis King.
No!
What is your problem?
What is your problem?
Well, I know why they're not going to have Nick on the regular show.
And speaking of New Year's Evil, the Lumberjack match.
Yeah.
Tanahashi putting up his career, and I think his
early
against Evil 1 year early, and I loved this match. What do you about you guys?
Really?
It was better than I expected.
Yeah.
It to be.
I mean, low bar, but yeah.
Oh yeah, there wasn't a huge. I wasn't thinking it was gonna be a big 5-star Meltzer classic, but it was exactly what I was expecting it to be. There was smoke and mirrors. They just Tanahashi played the hits exactly with a dashing mustache. Tanahashi played his hits. Evil did the evil thing. The crowd went crazy when Tanahashi hit Everything Is Evil, or Evil, whatever they call him the move now.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was just exactly what it was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, he got the job done. He got the pops from the crowd. Everybody went home went to the next match happy.
Yes, and then I was very happy with the next match.
Yes.
Yep.
The never open weight title versus the AEW International title. All for the winner to take it all home. Takeshita versus Shingo Takagi.
Now, I think the best perk of Konosuke signing with New Japan is he has this better music than this AEW WCW ass music.
See, it sounds like the Nitro theme song, right? I'm not wrong.
No,
okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody else say it before, but it's the Nitro theme song. Okay.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure.
No, this New Japan music goes so much harder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Like I said, everything about this feels right. He should stay there.
It really does. Yeah, this is fantastic. I mean, you pretty much knew going in it was going to be one of the best matches of the weekend, and it delivered. These two were not going to have a bad match no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And they were smart with it too, because there's so much on this show that they only went 10, 11 minutes at most. It wasn't a very long match. So they got in, they did a bunch of hard hitting shit, and they got out. In. Exactly. They got their shit in, they got out because they knew that they weren't going to be the most talked about match no matter what they did.
Well, the next one was
for best or for worst, for good or for bad. But yeah, it was exactly what it needed to be. The winner, the real championship is being able to face Ishii the next night. That's the real belt.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of next, I think B-Rob, you were saying the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, Desperado and Doki, and that's so fucking sad.
Oh yeah, I think it was 10 minutes in. It was done due to referee stop.
I think it was right after the 5. I think it was right after the 5-minute call.
Yeah. So yeah, done due to referee stoppage because Doki wanted to do a crazy ass spot and he fucking broke his arm. It was bad.
That's his spot. Yeah. That's his thing. He does the big dive off the top. There have been times over the years where people just decided not to catch him, and he's been just fine. And this one here, it was
just this one time.
Right. It was perfect too. He just decided to post on his arm, and it snapped. Because it was
bad.
Great.
He had a cool
he knocked Desperado into the guardrails. And the entrance was incredible.
Oh my god!
God, I felt like shit when this happened.
Yeah, it goes with everything that I said. I mean, this dude was most. I say that's most improved and just so good. Just the transformation in this dude just was amazing. And they rewarded him with a freaking Wrestle Kingdom match, a title, a bomb ass entrance, and he got a boo boo, and it makes me sad.
And you can see in Despy's face how upset he was when it happened too.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Oh my god, I was gonna give Doki this fucking big thing. He was gonna have his big moment, beating the shit out of me, and this happens." Because that match was started off like it was hot,
real good.
It was gonna be a real good fucking match.
Yeah,
but
and that's the thing about it too. It's just like I know Desperado felt, bad because he too was in a similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I saw somebody. I wish I could remember who it was. I saw make this point to give him credit, but that these two are basically just tied together by injuries because Doki came in as an injury replacement for Despy. He ended up winning the title because Despy got hurt, and now they have their big Wrestle Kingdom match, and Doki gets hurt against Despy. I hope they get to run this back sometime at a big stage again and have the match that they were supposed to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty please.
Now, speaking of things I was right about, I was global championship. Yoda Tsuji
right
beats
too.
David Finlay. I was right in the fact that this was a very good match.
A broken clock
is right
David
until
Finlay,
you take it off the wall.
David Finlay made Yoda Tsuji look like $1 million.
Oh, what? Wait, hold on. What the fuck?
No.
First of all, no, he's not wrong. That's what Finlay does. Finlay makes people look good.
Yes, he does. But Tsuji also was great.
Well, of course. Tsuji's wonderful. That's one thing about Finlay is I think why a lot of people aren't. I'll let you talk. I'm sorry. Why a lot of people aren't sold on Finlay is because his entire career thus far has been making everybody else look really good. Exactly. Whether he was the young line in the Best of Super Juniors 10 years ago, or whether it was him doing his thing now as being the chicken shit heel, he's made everybody else look good. I'll say this weekend did sell me on him completely at this point with this match and the match and the next.
No, it didn't sell though. The fucking bullet effects on that fake prop ass gun.
Yeah, what the fuck was that about? That was something else.
Apparently, it was a cross promotional thing with Tekken. He was cosplaying as Brian Fury.
Harada was at the show.
Yeah. So,
I was sure somebody's point though.
No pyro came out of that gun. No sparklers. No smoke.
It's like Carl Anderson. You just gotta use your imagination.
Yeah. But he used finger guns. That was different.
I mean, what do you want him to be? China? Is that what we want?
No, I'm China.
That's true.
Well, half.
But yeah, this is I'm happy because this is my Wrestler of the Year achieving title and stuff. So yeah, give me all that.
Your Wrestler of the Year?
Yeah, I would slap. Hey, Nick, you know that plot that we got out there? Could you make the hole a little bit bigger so we can get Will in there too?
Oh, I can dig it out. That's no problem at all. We can triple it up.
I'm gonna be hosting the show by myself.
Triples are the best.
See, make that hole extra 2 feet deep. You go 8 feet down.
we're gonna put us and then some dirt and then you underneath.
Yeah, we're gonna make bump beds on you so we have more room for activities.
Yep,
we'll come back as skeletons.
No, shut up. Speaking of skeletons, we got Tetsuya Naito against Hiromu.
I don't know. Skeletons are a lot more stable in the bones when it comes to walking around.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Listen, for all my college basketball hoops fans out there, do y'all remember when Kevin Ware snapped his knee and the bone came out of his leg?
No! Yeah. Why are you talking about it like that?
He probably had more feeling in his legs than Naito did this whole weekend.
That is unfortunately true.
He made Hulk Hogan on Raw the other night look like a power lifter. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. I mean, why Tanahashi had to retire now? Because it's fucking
Naito is getting moved to the tag division.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it was what it was.
It was long.
It was longer than it should have been.
It was surprising. And the crowd, too, like, the crowd really, really, really wanted to be excited for it, and they just couldn't. They just sat on their hands for most of the match. It just the big spots they weren't crazy for, but it didn't hit, and it was 10 minutes longer at least than it needed to be.
Yeah,
and like we said on the show before, it's sad because like if this match had been 4 years ago, it's a match of the year candidate and it's a banger. But it's just Naito can't do that. He just can't.
There's a reason we had an episode called Naito No Knees this last year.
Nice callback. Thank you.
It's the only PG episode title we had.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
yeah.
But speaking of things that are actually good, the IWGP World Championship main event.
You and I lie.
I've been waiting for this.
Listen,
Zack Sabre Jr. defeats Shota Umino in a 40-plus minute. I thought it was 43 minutes. I think it was
43 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. Second longest match.
I knew this match was downhill as soon as Shota Umino came out on his Power Rangers SPD bike with his little tassels and his paper-mache paper belts. The fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be the future ace of the company, and you're coming out just like this? Fuck you.
Well, not Hanari. Great O'Con took care of the paper belts on the 6th. But
that's why he should have won.
What gets me though is why is he still Shooter? If he hates Jon Moxley, and they're like zooming in on the Shooter logo. They remade the logo recently. It's like you're not Shooter anymore, bro. That's not your thing. You hate that guy. You can't do that.
Vibrant ass colors.
I'm cool with it. Here's the thing: is I like Shota. I think more than a lot of Western fans do, and I think maybe even more than a lot of the.
I like Shota too. Do. He's just not made to be the ace.
It's hard to say yet. He was.
I can say it. I watched this goddamn main event.
Here's the thing: I like this match. I'm watching it. So it was 44 minutes long, and it should have been about 31 minutes long. Because it
should have been 31 minutes less. It should have been a 10-minute match.
No, I really liked the match. Like there was a spot like about 10 minutes in where there was about 10, 15 minutes where just kind of nothing really happened. In retrospect, as the match kind of went on, I ended up kind of circling back and enjoying that part because it felt like it kind of led to the hot last 10 minutes that were just fantastic. But I mean, it was going to be long. We knew it was going to be long. I thought it was really good.
That's my problem with a lot of modern New Japan, especially dome shows, where the main event always feels like we have to have these long, drawn-out matches, and then like everyone's only going to remember the last 10 minutes, so we're going to go crazy for the last 10 minutes, and that's going to be the highlight of the match. It feels the rest of the match is pointless, and I have no interest until you get to that last sprint where everyone's, all right, let's do the move, do the move, do the move, do the moves.
The thing I hated, because I mean, I know
that was the Okada special.
Yeah, I will say that's what I felt like. The first time I saw Kenny versus Okada, that's exactly how I felt about that match. Was it like there was nothing happening, and then all of a sudden, the last 10 minutes, it was that might get me crucified by some people.
No, I hate that match. You're good.
Yeah, for me, that match of that night was Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Nakamura. That was my match. That was Nakamura? No, it was Nakamura. No, that was 2017. No, it was Goto. No, who the fuck was it? Naito. It was Naito.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Naito versus Tanahashi. That was a match that I came out of going, holy shit, these are my guys. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, like I'm saying, the thing that I hated most about this match, the length is subjective, but like, Zach, come on, you keep it in your pants. Goddamn.
Yeah, it's subjective.
We know what Zack Sabre Jr.'s moveset is. Submission wrestling, grapply graps. This motherfucker had Shota in a goddamn submission move for like 20 goddamn minutes, and he didn't tap, he didn't pass out or whatever, and I was just like, bruh, I hate this shit. See, he had to crawl to all four sides of the ring before he grabbed the rope. And
it's
then
funny. I usually hate that kind
he stood up straight, didn't limp, nothing, just continued on like nothing happened. That's what I didn't like.
I don't agree with that part because he did. He did slow down and he fell over
for 2 minutes.
And he did it better than I think a lot of modern people do. It's weird because that whole the whole Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle spot where he was in the hole for 35 minutes. It actually never works for me, except it did work for me in this match. I don't know why. But I mean, it just I don't know. Something about it midway through the match, I just turned him like, oh shit, okay, I wasn't buying Shota, but now I'm kind of buying him. And so again, it's just to me, again, subjective, but I was totally, I did not want it to win. I was sitting there going, oh my God, if fucking Shota wins, I'm going to shoot something. But because that was not the right way to go. But I was like, all right, and sometime later this next couple of years, okay, I'm sold that he's gonna be all right. I'm sold that he's gonna be all right. I just wasn't sold at him doing it now. Mm-hmm. Plus, I really wanted Ricochet to win the belt, so you know.
Oh my God!
Jesus.
Oh wait, that came out loud. I thought I was muted. My bad.
Oh. No, I agree with Nick a lot. I do think if you cut about 5-10 minutes of the match, it wouldn't have hurt it at all. It would have, I honestly, it would have made the match a little better to me.
If you would have cut 5-10 minutes out of one of those submissions, it might have been all right.
See, that's Zach, and that doesn't bother me. I love Zach and everything he does. But I thought Shota. Here's the thing: if the purpose of this match was to show that Shota Umino is the future ace of the company, I thought they got really close, but maybe not quite there. Mm-hmm. But we'll talk later, and I do believe we did find the face of the company this weekend. But it may not be Shota Umino. But I did.
Takeshita.
I did. Not quite.
Finley.
But I did really
Brody
love. Getting closer.
Takeshita.
But I did love this match. I thought it was a really good. I thought it was a really good main event. I certainly liked it better than Naito Sonata from last year.
Yes.
That was not a difficult bar, but whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Not a very high bar.
Yeah.
I think comparative to last year, this was a more memorable show.
Yes. I think this was one of the better Wrestle Kingdoms, top to bottom, in a while. Mm-hmm. Probably since Kenny left. I think it was the most solid, especially because we had those couple years where it was 2 nights, and that was just unnecessary.
Yeah. Getting tired of this 2-night shit.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah, it sucks. I enjoyed it. I can see where people don't like it. I understand why people don't like it. But I think you needed one of the young guys to be in this match to figure out who can handle that type of pressure and who can't.
And with the story too, is the only guy who could have been in this match and lost without it like looking really shitty for them was him, because the whole story is that he's not really been living up to to what he's supposed to be living up to. That's been the story since February when he announced he was the ace. So that's kind of the story was, okay, he's the ace. All right, prove it. He almost proved it. Just didn't quite get there. You know, you put Tsuji in this role, and he loses the match, it's not going to make it. You know, you put anybody else in this role, it's not right. Wow.
Are you saying that he didn't get all of it?
Oh, would you look at what we did there? And that's perfect. I'll see you next week, guys.
I agree. Yeah, I think if they do this correctly, I think he could main event the Dome next year and pull it off, and it would make a lot of sense.
I'm excited for the journey.
Yeah, I'm curious. Listen, if they're going to keep pushing the Moxing, he sure as shit better beat Mox. Yeah. Or else none of this matters. Yeah. So we'll see.
Well, maybe they just send him and just send Shota to AEW and just leave him there.
Can we trade Shota for Takeshita?
How would you trade him? He's also under contract, dummy.
Well, just...
No, like sever ties trade.
Yeah, AEW...
So you want him to make less money? Wow.
No, he'll still be able to do DDT.
American money.
I mean, this is true. The yen sucks at the moment, so yeah.
Hey, man, it's for my entertainment. I don't care. He can import it.
Wait, so does Tony Khan have to pay like a tariff on the Japanese wrestlers, or?
I'm terrified of that answer.
You didn't have to go that far. We're gonna bury. No. The grave is now one spot smaller, and you are now in a different one. Not even anywhere near me. I'm on the hill now, and you're somewhere else.
Cool.
At least I'm higher than Will. He's still getting at 8 feet.
We know. I burned his body.
Great.
Jesus. Anyway, I think that is going to wrap us up for this half of the Wrestle Kingdom weekend talk. We'll be back in just a couple days with the second half covering Wrestle Dynasty and everything coming up soon on the calendar. Until then, for Nick, B-Rob, and Will, I'm Kaz. Will, send them home happy.
You won't know what happens if it's your birthday until you tune into the next episode.
You've been listening to a Fatal 4 podcast. Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts and visit fatal4pod.com for more episodes, merchandise, and info on the Patreon.